I chose this location to be a general spot that had a ranger station to it, and there's some cool features I found. It's just beside the snack bar, so it's really on the other side of the starting area. So pretty early game, you can get to this. You have some good resource areas like the Pine Hills off to the side over there, and the picnic tables right over there, and really a good starting spot, along with a resource analyzer. There are a few orc bugs when you get here, and that is really your only difficult task. I got here and it was two larvae and a soldier ant, but once you get here, I mean, you can section this off how you want, make it very easy to defend with. You can also have a very, like, a tiered base that is maybe 3 stories or so, and have it come up here and then connect to this top area. And I like these posts just like as a backdrop. And then you have this water spigot right here that is will drop put water droplets down for you, and then you do have a food source that will replenish itself over time with these mushrooms, and then just aesthetically pleasing, if you will, the jar. I thought you could get into that, but the jar is here with some mushrooms in it. So if you want to add something to your base like that, I did find this. Just again, I'll show on the map. It is just to the left side, if you will, or upper side of the snack bar. And like I said, right by the picnic table and the Pine Hill. So a really good spot if you want to come and have a good starting base and have a ranger station and still be kind of close to everything, and with more of your high tier areas. And for our net space, I have found a bucket. So if this interests you to make a bucket base, it's in a pretty good location, right next to the picnic table and to the Pine Hills. So you have this over here. There is a ranger station right over there by that spigot on the other side. And so you'd have a good access to resources. And if you are in later game or have the Orb Weaver armor, you can, or the Orb Weaver buggy, I should say as well, you can go right up this web and it will get you right into this bucket. And there are acorns at the bottom, but there is a patch of dirt at the bottom that you can place foundation on and then just build your way up. So you could just make a capsule out of this whole entire thing and have a tiered base. And if you want to make it really just for you and you just have a orb weaver, and or if you're playing with others, this is a really secure base that uh no one else could get to, or just you if you have an orb weaver. I mean, other people could, but that's up to you. But in a really good spot, and it's on the northern end of the map, and there's just a ranger station right there. So it's the Pine Hill Outpost, and yeah, right up here next to a bunch of the others. For my net space location, I'm just kind of calling this one the lamppost base, because I mean it is right next to the lamppost, and the base would technically be, or I would build on the fence post as it wraps up and around. So you get to it by going onto the lamppost up this rock right here. You're going to go up and then climb over this web bridge, then up to here. You could always build just ladder steps, however, but then these ropes connect to all these posts. And so you could have it, I mean, a bunch of different parts strung all the way along here, or just do it on one. Like this one was just the closest one I'd went to, and just you can build out however much, and you'd be right here. It is really, I mean, that's about center of the map as you're gonna get, and yeah, I mean it's good base location. I hope all these are good base locations, but it's just going to be a good central area for you and give you quite a bit of room to be able to just, I don't know, run around on. I don't know what else I want to add, but that's my net space. So for the net space idea, I did want to show this off. I thought the fire pit would be cool if you could have a base like on top and you'd be on top of the fire pit, everything else. Well, turns out you can't build on top. Just found that out. But I did come up with or I not come up, I did find out that you can, in fact, build in the fire pit. So, do with this information as you will, you could potentially just building randomly, but you could potentially build all that you want in here. And just, yeah, I think this could be a cool base. There are some orc buds in here and cockroaches at the bottom. So if they respawn, potentially good. I mean, I think it's hot in here. Well, okay, I'm in creative, I don't know. But if you can withstand the heat, everything else that is in here, I don't know if it gives a sizzling effect up above, but you could potentially build a base in here. I'm assuming you get sizzling, but the downside is you can't bring your buggy in here. So that is a downside, is you can't build it with your buggy in mind being in here with you, but you can at the very least build in here. Don't know how good it would be, but I think it'd be cool to have that. For the net space spot, I did find, I did like this a lot. It does take a minute to get up and around here, but by the fire, or behind the fire pit, I'll say, by kind of like this hedge wall, you have to kind of trek up and around, but there's this long, it's connected by a web, but there's this long piece of wood that could potentially be a cool base that you could build across, just make a long base or stretch it out however, but it gives a good scenic view across the fire pit. And then you're also right next to all the new developing content like the bench and everything else. There's a trash can right here, which I don't know what you could really do with. I think that's out of bounds area where they're still working. And also, you can track this web, go across, and you have this post right here. But then there's also that post you can go all the way to as well, which then connects to the other post. So you could just make a really long base, or I'll cut over to it in a minute. But you have that, and this is just really on the northern side of everything. But I will cut to that over there. All right, so I'm not completely over to the all the way along the post, but this is a pretty good spot to just start from of how far you could go. Let me get up here. And I mean, you have a good area of what's going to be all the new stuff and a bunch more over there. On the northern side of the map, you're also still here by the fire pit and a lot of these other areas. I believe there is a ranger station right in here. If not, I may be getting it from the new area. I did see something talk about that, of they already have a ranger station kind of place there. Other than that, I mean, it goes on to the next one, and I won't trek over there, but just another good spot that you could almost have a base wrap entirely around the fire pit if you wanted, and just on this side and have it spot to spot. Whenever they add zip lines, might be a good spot to be able to trek across the yard. And yeah, that's about it on that, but definitely a good base spot that could add to that. And let's get into the next one. Now, for the next space, we have rest in peace, Burgle. That's all I gotta say. But it took me a minute, but I figured out you can build on top of the Headless Burgle. So I got up here, ran around for a minute, and I was like, there's got to be a way. Well, I found out on this style. I don't know if it's just this style specifically. I don't know if it's because the golden milk molar, but you can build on top of Burgle. There are mosquitoes up here. I don't know if you build, if they respawn, or if they not respawn, however. But you can build on top of Burgle. So, pretty good. Burgle is about center of the map. He is about what you'd get for center. So with that, you can have a Burgle base, and this is me. I would build a stronger base, but you could easily just do that and have an entire platform up here. And this, I feel like, would be, when they add zip lines, a good hub just for zip lines going in every direction. So, yep, on to the next one. Okay, so NetSpace idea at the very least is terrarium base or the Axle base, if you will, because you don't know, this is supposed to be the tarantula terrarium and it's open and the name Axel is on it. So people have been dubbing him Axel, which I imagine is what his name will be. But you can build a small base inside. Granted, there is a wolf spider that sleeps under here, so you would have the wolf spider underneath, but still, I mean, not a bad base. You could build it up and have a giant base inside the terrarium, not have to build walls except for like one side if you wanted to. I'm gonna see if I can get up top and go from there. So you can technically build on top of the terrarium. I don't know how plausible it would be. I ended up just being able to staircase up, and I mean, you can build on top, so you could have a base below, base below, base above, and technically have the terrarium be your base. I don't know how well that would work, but a potential base location. If you did enjoy watching this, this is as far as I got on bases, and yeah, there's not much else. Those were the spots I found that were nice, and I really couldn't find anything else. So if you enjoyed, please subscribe and let me know if you have any other ideas or any cool spots, or if any of this interested you that you end up using these spots, or however. I don't really know what else to add. Thank you.